30th, 2025. My content is not for everyone. No, Evan Shade don't be god darn it. My content is everybody that's okay. It's not. My content is not for everyone. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. I'm far from a hater and I'm far from a copycat. Regardless of what man or woman is gang stalking me, regardless of their tax bracket, I say that respectfully. I ain't had to pretend to be authentic. It was a dream, not a nightmare, overcoming what I've been through, still being patient with time and day. I ain't have to get physical. I understood at the end of the day, this obstacle is different. You know, so you're going within, actually investing your time and day. You know, certain folks will never understand your vision. Hold on one second, that faith is different. You know, hold on one second, that balance with God and those within you. You didn't think you was better than nobody, but God truly shows you elevation is different when you truly the miracle. To truly go within when they try to overlook you. You know, they had to throw spell work in a toxic way. They had to dim your light, but God made it bright. They would never understand that you didn't have to pretend to be authentic. Even when they had to blackmail you against you, speaking up for yourself when it came to your verbs, you truly wasn't the issue. You know, taking accountability for your actions. They're right in that left foot is different when God was sweet protecting you. They would never understand that you didn't get discouraged. Hold on one second, God didn't allow you to fumble you when the devil tried to test you. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, I truly hope all is well in your end. And it's not a crime to be your authentic self. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Gang stalking is real till it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. Always be yourself when someone tries to dim your light, or they have to gather up folks in different communities and different zip codes or whatever the case may be to gang stalk you or to harass you or to try to project fear in you or put you in a mental health crisis where you're supposed to be in a mindset of living in fear or not showing up for yourself, or they want you to be a crash out because they betted on you not to become your best self vision of yourself. They even try to antagonize you, paint you out to be something you truly wasn't. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you, or meet you halfway. Someone disrespected you, made you feel like you wasn't worthy. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and visa cloud chasing or fame. No mother or father should lose a child because of the fact that someone has jealousy, envy, or hate within them. And I say that respectfully, or someone doesn't like the fact that someone knows how to choose themselves regards to the challenges and obstacles that was faced in front of them. Even when someone is dealing with spiritual warfare, someone's projecting sport on someone, and someone is sending someone the evil eye, and they don't like the fact that, hold on one second, how you keep overcoming these obstacles. I'm trying to tear you apart. How you keep showing up for yourself, and I'm trying to dim your light to discourage you. You know, the person that the enemy or the devil will say, God is not real, but you keep showing up for yourself and showing at the end of the day that you are worthy of life. And so wants to sort of change with your mental health when it comes to you treating yourself right. You know, it didn't matter if you had a mother and father in the household, or you did have a mother and father in the household, and your mother and father actually loved you and showed up for you good day, bad day, misunderstanding. They wasn't doing it for likes, views, or clout chasing or fame. No mother or father should be stripped away from their child because someone doesn't understand self control when it comes to discipline. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. Regardless of what man or woman is threatening my life, I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I do not do drugs, and I am not a sex worker. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Today is currently September 30th, 2025. Entertainment purposes only. Now, it's the truth, don't be goddamn. My content is my content is not for everybody. You know, when the devil starts to watch you, when it comes to, hold on one second, being authentic, never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. Walking into that door, keep your head held high. Yeah, you're going to make some mistakes, but never lose the vision at the end of the day, choosing yourself, because they will never understand how when they send you evil eye. No, here's the trade on me, God darn it. Always be yourself and no decisions. Entertainment purpose only. No, here's the trade on me. You ever decide to say, you know what? of age, you know what I'm saying, over 21 or whatever the case may be. You're having a family function or get together with your friends, associates, or whatever the case may be. You have that one particular aunt or uncle, and they want you to hang out with them and stuff. No, it's a straight up, baby. Yeah, they say the night is still young, honey. It's straight up me. When you realize at the end of the day, you put a little bit too much on your plate than you were supposed to. No, it's a straight up. When you a drinker, you thought you was a drinker until your folks out drink you. I didn't sign up for this one-sided conversation. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, the strength of me. This fool decides that, they chasing and doing all types of stuff. All right, you can hang on to your uncle. Cool, no problem. When the party's actually over, whatever the case may be, ain't no more liquor left. No, ever straight on me. You ever had that one particular cousin or aunt or uncle, whatever the case may be? Let's run to the store real quick. Let's get a couple of brews. No, ever straight on me. I wasn't trying to brews me tomorrow. Ever straight on me. When you wake up and pay this shit. I got a hangover. No, the train told me. Only to realize you actually got to the store. Don't even know how you got there, but you got there. You made there safe because you know why? You with your family. No, every train told me. When you realize the party's been over 4 hours ago, and they still want to hang, I didn't sign up for this behavior, let alone to be taking care of someone that's older than me. No, every train told me because you act like a whole bunch of goddamn toddlers. What the hell? I didn't sign up for this bullshit. No, the train told me, but you enjoying yourself or whatever the case may be. They like, come on, let's hang out or whatever the case may be. When you realize your digestive system ain't for them, ever changed over me. I can't hang out with the Googans when I thought I could hang out with them. Ever changed over me. No, for real. You ever had someone try to peer pressure you at the end of the day, only was to hold on 1 second? I didn't sign up for this bull crap. No. We ain't doing that today. Here's a trade though for me. Regardless of how old they are. Didn't matter if it was your folks at the end of the day, blood related or not. Even when they get lost in their words, never allow someone to peer pressure into something that you didn't want to do, be comfortable in your skin. Uncomfortable. You was comfortable when you walked in the door. You understood that you had balance when it comes to hold on 1 second. You was being right. You was being redirected properly. Because when you regroup, when you got up that morning, you actually knew what you was doing when it came to hold on 1 second. You need validation for someone else to tell you how to move. It'd be the trend of thought for me. Never allow, regardless if they blood related or not, make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. And I say that respectfully. Drink safely. My content is not for everybody. Regardless if you're drinking with family or not, always drink safely. And I say that respectfully. Never put more in your intake than you're supposed to. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. No, it's the drink over me, God darn it. My content, that's okay. Entertainment purposes only. You've been minding your business and you move to a new area, or you having problems with your mail or whatever the case may be, whatever the case may be. You ever had that one particular mailman that puts your name in your box? And they physically show you, you after you done went and talked to the supervisor, like, listen, I know I'm getting my mail and whatever the case may be, but why is it that my mail and someone else's mail is going in my box at the same time? No, that's a trade off of me. You ever had someone try to play with your mental health and try to say that you're mentally unstable? No, that's a trade off of me. And be like, no, it was the person on vacation. Like, when I was on vacation, it wasn't me. No, that's a trade off. You ever saw your regular mail person put somebody else's goddamn mail in your goddamn mailbox and then pay trying to be mentally unstable? I didn't sign up for this bullshit. No other trade over me. You ever thought you was on the same page with somebody, only to realize that God said, hold on 1 second. I'm going to reveal the devil, let on the enemy to you. How they playing with your mental, if you was far from crazy and you was bugging that day. All you doing is speaking up for yourself when you wasn't trying to catch a case. How folks try to paint you to be the villain of their story, or because they trying to control the narrative when it come to hold on 1 second elevation. That's what they wanted to dim at the end of the day when it came to your light. Hold on 1 second. You wasn't doing it for likes and views and clout chasing or fame because it was your next door neighbor, didn't matter, they tags back. You want them to understand at the end that you wouldn't want someone to do that to you, regardless if it was the regular person or not. At the end of the day, how you got someone's name in the box when it come to your mail at the end of the day, only you have to hold on 1 second, you wasn't looking at the name. No, and the trade on me, so you just put mail just any goddamn way. any goddamn way. How they smiling at the end of the day, playing with spoke and it's toxic way. You be so surprised how these male men and women be actually moving when you didn't have to pretend to speak up for yourself. We live in a spiritual world. If you only knew how folks try to blackmail you against you, or because they truly see potential within you and they trying to ruin your reputation when you least expected to blackmail you to paint you out to be crazy when you was far from 730 because your elevator actually works. When it comes to having common goddamn sense. No, ever trained over me. You ever went down to the mail house or whatever the case may be and spoke to the supervisor? Hey, listen, it should be no reason why I'm getting A, B, C, D as a trade off for me. You know, mail in my mailbox at the end of the day. They like, you absolutely right. And especially if I told the mail carrier at the end of the day to put your name inside the box and they actually wear glasses and they wear, what you call those? What you call those things? What is them things called? Ever trained off of me. You know, when you put them things in your eyes, to see or whatever the case may be, the lenses and whatever the case may be, you know what I'm talking about. Ever trained off of me. And because that's what they trying to explain. They got two pair of eyes. No matter of fact, three. But the devil's a goddamn lie. Because, ma'am, sir, it should be no reason why the mail carrier is still putting somebody else's mail in my box at the end of the day. You absolutely right. I will have a talk with them. Now, after I was supposed to be on the same page from the beginning. So that means when they pick and choose, they put my mail in someone else's mailbox today, and they got that smirk on their face because they knew what they was doing. None of the chase on me looking for a goddamn reaction. No, people would do that stuff like at the end of the day. A person would want you to have a conversation with them just to be like, you know what, it wasn't me. It was the last person probably that when I was on vacation. But when you physically see somebody put it in your mailbox, it's like, damn, all the lies that you was telling, trying to play with someone's face, didn't they? So you mean my vision was messed up when God was showing me, hold on 1 second. I'm about to reveal the devil to you. Like on the enemy that's trying to touch your gangster. No, Atlas, right up off of me. Because God will put you in certain areas when dumbasses think they throwing spoke at you in the day. Because when God reveals the devil on the enemy that's trying to play spell work, regardless how old and young they are, at the end of the day, are the ones that's playing with your mental health that try to cause chaos, confusion, spell work towards you. No other trade though, because a motherfucker was sweet throwing spell work. And only realize that God keeps revealing the enemy and the devil every single day. I never knew it was a crime to just go outside your house and go for a walk or just wait for your mail or just wait for your loved one or just go outside and mind your business. No, that's a train of thought for me. My conscience is not for everybody. We live in a spiritual world. How folks are trying to cast spell work in a toxic way, but everybody's mental health ain't the same, and I say that respectfully. Folks are trying to paint you out to be the villain of your story. Of their story because they're trying to control yours. They would hack your devices, accounts, emails, even try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project a hate crime towards you. It'd be the train of thought for me. They said that you fall from book smart, but hold on 1 second, that I had to actually pretend to be authentic. Everybody has good and bad days. Hold on 1 second, we may not be on the same level when it comes to overcoming pain, but I still knew how to respect when I was fall from a hater. It's a train of thought for me being authentic. Hello! This type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter about your tax bracket, how someone will paint you out to be mentally unstable. Just by going to your mailbox, someone will sit there and say that you're mentally unstable and will have individuals in certain communities or different tax bracket try to blackmail you against you. It didn't matter if they had glasses on that day. It didn't matter if their eyes was working that day or not. An individual will say, I will put your name in a Pacific box at the end of the day, and I see your name when I'm putting the mail in it. And only for them to still put someone else's mail in your mailbox repeatedly and then try to use I was on vacation and have an excuse that the last person that was there did it. And only for you to physically see for yourself that God was in line when God revealed the enemy, along the devil. I don't live in fear, and I say that respectfully. You would have your next door neighbor. It is currently September 30th, 2005, and it's currently 10:27 p.m. You would have your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, gang stalking you, telling you every move. They would send spell work towards you, try to paint you out to be the villain of someone else's story at the end of the day, all because of the fact they're trying to make money off you, or try to even ruin your reputation. And then when you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. This is train of thought for me. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How this type of stuff actually happens, it doesn't matter if it's on a job site or not. How an individual will try to blackmail you against you because you're speaking up for yourself because of the fact that you may be the new person or not. It's a train of thought for me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm not using on respect and say it's currently September 30th, 2005. Now, add the trade on me. Entertainment purposes only. No. You haven't been minding your business in that one particular friend or whatever the case may be, associate or family. You put a name in your book or whatever the case may be. They start dating somebody new. No, that's the trend of thought for me. New is good, especially when someone has to outgrow the old to understand new healthy boundaries and healthy self-growth when it comes to new conversations and participating with new people and stuff like that. That's cool. But then when you find out who the person is, it's like, oh. It's straight over me. When you one of those type of people that you're not a hater, you give everybody a fair chance regardless of who they dated or who they was with. But when they on channel 10, 9 News, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 News, oh, no. And the trait on me. It is certain conversations we did not sign up for. No, and the trait on me. You may not believe me until it actually happens to you, and I don't want it to happen to you, so I gotta show you something before it actually happens to you. No, the Jay told me this fool was on the news, and only about to hold on 1 second. I don't want them to school you. Hello, it's the Jay told me. I heard they be out here hurting people. When you have that one particular friend and be like, listen. They give me the little 411 on somebody or whatever the case may be. That anybody told to them that you in. No. Because what someone may experience from somebody else, you may not experience that with them. You know what I'm saying? But no, this is totally different. This motherfucker got a rap sheet too bad. No, if it trained over me. What you talking about, friend? What you talking about? Give me about 6 seconds. No, if it trained over me. You go find an article. Matter of fact, let's sit down and watch the news. Something that we don't do together. No, it's a trait on me. This must be real good. This fool starts to reevaluate their whole entire life. No, don't stop the dating scene. Not with them. No, don't do it with them. It's a trait on me. Just understand safety first. No, for real. I believe in people do change their life around. But some people just don't. No, the trade on me. This fool just got out the county not too long ago, and they about to go back. No, the trade on me. When those one of those type of people that actually goes back at the end of the day, they just love to be there. I think they got a girlfriend or boyfriend there, or they must be dealing with the guard that's in another county or something that they just miss. And the trade on me, because why the hell would you want to participate in some bullshit like that? No, the trade over me. I never understood it. Not my preference. For whatever you like, float your boat. That's good for you. But it's drink on me. This fool starts to express to me at the end of the day, thank you for saving my life. No, what happened? It's a drink over me. Oh my God, the corner, the tree. It's a drink over me. They went on a date or whatever the case may be. So you went that far? At the end of the day, I'm not mad at you. You desperate, stupid, or whatever the case be. You did what you did. It changed on me, but I prayed for you, and I just hope that you didn't do what you did, but you did what you did anyway. Only to realize this fool was put in a 2-piece headlock and couldn't even breathe. It's a trade over me. Those type of situations, a red flag when you least expect it. Someone having a hand problem, they're going to show you the sign one time to truly walk away when you actually can. Never allow someone to pretend at the end of the day, talking about they sorry, they love you at the end of the day because they're going to do it again. It became a norm only to realize the hold on 1 second. The last person wasn't able to see tomorrow. Only was the hold on 1 second. Don't let that be your rainy day. And I say that respectfully, especially dealt with pain. My conscience is not everybody, and I say that respectfully. It's not. I don't agree with domestic violence at all. And nobody should be put in a relationship where someone is bringing harm towards you or trying to abuse you. When you're supposed to love and respect somebody. When you start talking to somebody, it's supposed to be mutual. It's nothing supposed to be toxic about it. It's nothing supposed to be under the norm. Like, you telling somebody, I'm not trying to project what you overcame. I'm not trying to put you in a mindset of bringing memories back of your childhood trauma where you saw your mother or your father being abused or you saw someone that you love dearly be hurt. Because when someone walks into your life, they're not trying to hurt you mentally, physically, emotionally, or make you feel at the end of the day you got to question yourself. And when you have to question yourself at the end of the day, choose you. My content is not for everyone. Never allow someone to manipulate you when it comes to love. And true love is not based off of lust. And true love is not based off of spell work. If someone has to cast a spell to get your time and day, that's against your free will. If someone has to paint you out to be the villain in their story because you decide to walk away, fine. You chose you. And you chose at the end of the day to have a peace of mind. You chose to walk away from someone who decided to go to this person, go to that person, talk about like a bad habit because they wanted to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even gang stalk you, even project spell work towards you. Your free will is more important than someone trying to control the narrative of your life. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. But when you know how to respect somebody, or when you know how to respect someone and not take their kindness for weakness, but pour into someone, but they can't meet you halfway, it's not a crime to choose yourself and walk away. And I say that respectfully. I'm not your genuine love respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. I do not play with spell work or I play with magic. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. I don't dibble and dabble with that type of stuff. I'm far from a hater regardless to what culture you are, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. I've been saying this for the last couple of years, and I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to speak up for yourself without bringing harm towards somebody. I don't sit there and project spell work or wish battle on somebody at the end of the day. Regardless to what man or female has me shadow banned or is projecting spell work towards me, or who's willing to blackmail me against me, or who's planning a hate crime towards me, or who's trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, or who has to gather folks in different tax brackets to gang stalk me or create a hate group towards me. I would never hurt myself. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, Genio Love Respect, and I love to talk about love. Now, end the trade off of me. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one is truly for you. Today is currently September 30th, 2025. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one truly for you. It was less of an excuse, trust issues was out the window. Someone didn't have to make you feel like, hold on 1 second, you was reliving your past when they was truly being gentle. Someone bringing peace into your life, someone truly actually preaching, actually making sense, but hold on 1 second, because someone was trying to humble you. Someone truly knew how to fulfill those shoes when it came to real love. Who would have knew that true love would allow you to feel comfortable in your own skin? Only rather, hold on 1 second, someone can relate to you. When someone sees you, hears you, respects you, even when you get lost in your words, someone truly showed you why you overcame those rainy days. Who would have knew that true love wasn't complicated? Someone brought you peace Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. It wasn't lust, it wasn't spell work. Who would have known? Someone truly capable, able, loving you. That walk in the park actually made sense that day. Who would have knew that someone truly had potential to love you? Someone praying for you, not against you. Someone didn't have to switch up on you. The energy is different. Someone was your biggest cheerleader up close in person behind closed doors. The energy is different when someone truly show you at the end of the day that, hold on 1 second, I'm just here to bring balance into your life, to truly love you. Someone didn't have to play mind manipulation games. Their words actually meant sense that day. A future so real. Someone truly showing at the end of the day can truly keep it real. Someone's trying to cause chaos and confusion and you like to disturb your peace because when it came to your boundaries, someone truly knew how to meet you halfway when it came to respecting you. It wasn't controlling issues on both parts. The energy is different when someone truly actually had a heart. Y'all both pouring into each other, showing each other at the end of the day. We may not pray the same, but I'm very so much thankful I gave you access to my heart. Hold on a second. Someone actually had to think. I let go of the old to understand the new. This new conversation may be new to me, but I'm very truly thankful for you allowing me to see at the end of the day that true love was complicated. For me, allowing me to see why I'm truly allowing myself to let that wall go down. Because when you allow a wall to be up for so long, folks doing you wrong, only rather, hold on 1 second, God should made you mentally strong. You may not pray as the average person, but it wasn't hate, it wasn't jealousy, it wasn't competition. When the love of your life didn't have to pretend to truly love you, to show you're authentic. That is just different. My content is not for everyone. And I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Today's currently September 30th, 2025. I'm not your genuine love respect and I would never hurt myself. I do not do drugs and I'm not a sex worker, regardless to what man or woman is trying to blackmail me. I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, regardless to what man or woman hack my devices, accounts, or what next door neighbors telling my every move, gang stalking me, or regardless to what next door neighbors projecting sport towards me or sending me the evil eye. I do not live in fear. Gang stalking is real towards your household, and you're not doing it for likes, views, or clout chasing or fame. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. What's up, butterfly? Love is real, love is one of a kind. That ain't just different. Validation from who? The outside world that was trying to dim you, like to discourage you. You were supposed to be weak when they sent you spell work. Getting discouraged, but God sweet showed you balance while you understood unconditional love started within. It was a challenge, but God sweet shows you, hold on 1 second, you was worthy because God fixed your crown. They would never understand the knowledge that God had poured into you. That swag hits different, loving you. Certain folks didn't know how to respect you, but who would have knew that their heart never switched up? Who would have knew you being comfortable in your own skin? Only was a hold on 1 second, God allows you to see while God endured patience within you. You may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic was truly a gift. It wasn't a curse. You didn't have to switch up having a beautiful heart. Those obstacles was tough, but who would have knew that God made you a soldier at the end of the day to overcome what you've been through, still be patient with time and day, healing. Healing childhood trauma going into your adulthood. That right, that left foot hits different when it truly feels the end of the day so uncomfortable. But God truly gave you the knowledge to understand at the end of the day, you are worthy facing your problems. They would never understand you was far from thinking you was better than somebody when they try to humble you. They was throwing spoke in a toxic way. You wasn't doing it for likes if you was a clout chasing or fame. When God truly shows you, hold on 1 second, it's okay to be authentic. Folks say that you whack and you corny, you are nobody. But you somebody to God. But hold on 1 second, that love is different going within. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, they antagonize you. They try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. They even try to jump you. They even try to blackmail you. The gang stalking was real. They said that your voice didn't matter, but you allowed yourself to feel why it was truly okay to heal. To understand at the end of the day, don't give up on yourself because God got your back. They said God not real when your back is against the wall. They try to get you locked to put you in the cyborg to do you wrong, but God was giving you the strength that they can't relate to. Yeah, your blood type wasn't the same as the average person, but who would have knew that you were still being authentic, didn't have fear in your heart? The energy is different. That blood vessel is different when it comes to overcoming. Hold on 1 second, taking accountability for your actions wasn't running from your past. The energy is different. You had to walk away from certain folks that wasn't supposed to participate in your life. That chapter is different when you knew how to respect your neighbor. Even to this day, it's okay to say, I'm very so much thankful that you was part of my journey, but it's okay to say at the end of my boundaries hits different today. I'm only willing to pour into folks that's going to respect me, not to pretend. I ain't got to cast spell work, and I say that respectfully when I knew how to go within. Always be yourself with no malicious Just don't dim your light, neighbor, neighbor. Don't dim your light. Wow. Don't dim your light. It was moments that you felt unsafe. You had thugs, wannabe fathers and mothers. Actually, people that was actually mothers and fathers at the end of it that knew how to show up for their children. The right people that was showing you the proper knowledge. And then you have folks that try to discourage you when it came to hold on 1 second, their conscience. You have folks that try to humiliate you, disrespect you aloud. They even try to press you to try to dim your light when it came to your crown. They try to poison you. Only was the God was restoring you. They would never understand that energy is different when it comes to the season they can't relate to. God's showing up for you. It was folks with different tax bracket, didn't matter their culture. How they projected fear in you, but it didn't live within you. You understood certain points of view at the end of the day. Your right from your left, they would never understand it was far from a game when God was really showing you this thing called life. Hold on 1 second. It won't make sense for the average person when you truly didn't have to pretend to be authentic. How you have folks copycatting you. So inspired at the end of the day, but you truly wasn't the issue. Never stop dimming your light at the end of the day. The energy is different because you still got potential. When God truly shows you motivation, it's different going within. It was never for likes and views of clout chasing or fame when you knew how to respect your neighbor even on your rainy day. You're a fallen angel when you least expect it. God puts you in certain situations when it comes to environments to show you at the end that you got this. Even when you're holding it down by yourself, they would never understand the knowledge that God endowed within you. Be inspired. You inspire so many folks that still would disrespect you, but never get lost in the vision. The end of that, hold on 1 second, trusting yourself when it comes to your words. You know that faith is different. How folks would try to blackmail you to paint you out to be the villain in their story, but you was far from a crash out when you didn't have to wow out. You may not make sense to the average person. They said you whack, you're corny, you a nobody. But you somebody to the right people that see you that didn't have to pretend. Let alone throw spoken in a toxic way to make you hold on 1 second. I'm comfortable in your own skin. They ain't have hate in their vein. They truly showed you motivation even days when they couldn't see because they was far from pretending when they said at the end of the day, I got your back when you truly go within. They ain't just different. When the right people want you to become your best self vision of yourself, they ain't here to discourage you. Let alone hold on 1 second. They're not here to discourage you. They truly show you why that moment, why you took to yourself to pray to go within. You didn't lose yourself because you are worthy. Something that you always pray for. The right people not pretending to being authentic, regardless of what you was going through. Didn't have to run from your past. And reflection is different. Today's currently September 30th, 2025. What's up, butterfly? It's moments in life where you take moments to yourself, trying to figure out your own words when it comes to your destination. Only realize to hold on 1 second, don't get discouraged yourself. It's gonna be folks that's not gonna understand you, but hold on 1 second, that conscious is different when you was truly far from a crash out. You found boundaries when you least expected. You overcame anxiety. Hold on 1 second, they would never understand that God truly blessed you. Because you asked God for guidance when it came to praying and going within, and God never overlooked you. They would never understand that you ain't showing up today, but you wasn't running from because you was far from pretending. Showing folks it's okay to love yourself. The energy is different when it comes to confidence. I may not make sense to the average person, but continue to blossom, butterfly. They would never understand Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. Without self-love, you wouldn't understand direction. Without growth, you would never understand motivation. Without change, you would never understand the steps that God allows you to see. Relating to faith, going within when folks try to dim your light, God made it bright. Understanding that, hold on 1 second, God allows you to see the day for all the right reasons. Regardless, when the devil try to test you, the enemy try to size you, they would never understand at the end of the day, God never overlooked you. We ain't the same. Continue to elevate. When it comes to blossom, elevate. When it comes to blossoming and elevating, butterfly. You know, even days when you get lost in your words, never allow someone to discourage you regardless of how old you are. And I say that respectfully. Because there's going to be moments and chapters in your life. You may get stuck, hold on 1 second, but never lose faith. And I say that respectfully. Be patient when it comes to your words. Because it's okay to make mistakes. But hold on 1 second, don't lose yourself when you ain't trying to catch a case. The energy is different. It's okay to take accountability for your actions. Don't allow yourself to run from yourself, and I say that respectfully when it comes to growth. It's going to be folks that's not going to be part of your journey, and they wasn't supposed to relate at the end of the day when you wasn't trying to hurt your neighbor, but they was sending you an evil lie, let them project this spell word. Hold on 1 second, they had to tell a lie, only to blackmail you. Only was to hold on 1 second, the right people choose you, not to overlook you, and they ain't had to play with spell word, let alone send you the evil lie, let alone lie on you. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. No mother or father should lose a child because of jealousy, envy, or hate, regardless to if you're in the same household as the parent or not at the end of the day. Or someone wasn't in the same household with you wasn't in the same household with your parent or not. And I don't mean no disrespect. But no mother or father or family member should lose a child because someone wants to project spell work, someone sends someone an evil lie. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. And no mother or father should lose a child because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline, or someone doesn't want to see someone be in a healthy environment, or someone doesn't want that child to be loved by a guardian that actually loves that child, and that child actually probably saved that baby's life, that mother or father, because it's God's baby. We may not pray the same, but respect is a two-way street. I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one with my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. Nobody ever participated when it comes to my creativity, regardless of what man or woman is trying to blackmail me. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me by individuals that hacked my devices, my emails, accounts, and paying me out to be somebody truly not at the end of the day. And one thing I don't do is run from my past, and one thing I don't have to do is lie at the end of the day. And I do not live in fear, and I will never hurt myself, and I walk these streets alone. And I say that respectfully, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me or paint a scene to paint me out to be somebody I'm truly not. I'm far from an addict, and I'm far from a sex worker, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself when someone says that nobody's going to believe you, when someone decides to take your kindness or weakness. Regardless to when you're raising children, regardless if it's your grandchildren or not, at the end of the day, it takes a village to raise a household. It takes a village to raise children. It takes a village to raise a community at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if that's your grandchild, your child, at the end of the day, respect's a two-way street. And when someone is respecting you, it should be no reason why you're projecting your negative energy on someone else's child at the end of the day, because you lack self-control when it comes to discipline, and because you decide to threaten somebody's life that nobody's going to hear them. You want someone to do that to your grandchild or your child, regardless of if your child outgrew those toddler shoes and they act in their adult body size. It's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. It's not. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life right now. And I say that respectfully, or regardless to these individuals that hack my devices and my accounts and control who and who can't see my content, or who controls my account and my devices, my phones or my television or whatever the case may be, or my next door neighbors telling my every move or whatever the case may be when it comes to gang stalking me. I would never hurt myself regardless of what tax bracket they in. And I say that respectfully. I do not live in fear, and I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract. Gang stalking is real to your household. They're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. You know, when you're dealing with gang stalking, individuals will try to paint you out to be mentally unstable. That something is mentally wrong with you, because what they're trying to do is they would try to use your own documentations against you to blackmail you to get you locked up and put you in the cyber at the end of the day. Or because they want to control the narrative of your life, because they say that you're unfit to live in society, or that you're unfit to do this, that you're unfit to do that. And these same individuals probably try to cast spell work towards you, or even project spell work towards the people that they're dealing with, they're trying to send towards you. How this type of stuff actually happens. How, say for instance, gang stalking, when someone sends someone spell work, someone may want to work with you, someone may want to fall in love with you, someone may want to be friends with you, or whatever the case may be. Individuals will project spell work towards these individuals so they won't look at you in a certain light, or they will say negative things towards you, or they will even blackmail you against you, like take pictures of certain things and as if you had conversations, or they will even manipulate certain situations and act like you had conversations, and or whatever the case may be, just to blackmail you against you. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm not your genuine respect, and I don't wish gang stalking on nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless of your tax bracket. I'm not your genuine love respect, and I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, or my peers around me. Today is currently September 30th, 2025, and it's currently 10:52 p.m. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. To the genuine ones, you mad and you're worthy. You are worthy of the right people walking into your life, not projecting spell work towards you or sending you the evil lie. And I say that respectfully. You are worthy of the right people respecting you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless of what you've been through. You matter and you are worthy. You know, actions speak louder than words when you actually do the proper healing. It's not for likes, views, or cloud chasing or fame. There are real men and women that do change their life around, and they're not doing it for likes and music, cloud chasing or fame. And they know how to respect their neighbor. And when someone is truly not for them, they don't project the hate train towards somebody. They don't send sport towards someone. They don't send someone an evil lie. They're not sitting there plotting and project a hate crime towards somebody. They're not sitting there trying to get someone robbed mentally, spiritually, financially, or even energy harvest of someone's energy. They're not doing all of that. They keeping it pushing. If that relationship didn't work out, they keeping it pushing. If that didn't work out with somebody, or if that job didn't work out with somebody, they're keeping it pushing. My content is not for everybody, but we all not the same. You know, when real people walk into your life, they fall from haters regardless to their circumstances when it comes to their tax bracket or regardless if they came from poverty and pain or not. My content is not for everybody, and I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I always worked alone. I always have since day one. Gang stalking is real. I never get signed up for someone to control my channels. I never signed up for someone to hack my devices and share my screen with them on a daily basis, or me being gang stalked. I didn't sign up for that, and I say that respectfully. I didn't sign up to be part of someone's one-sided contract. And I say that respectfully. How folks will make money off you and then paint you out to be mentally unstable and then say that you're slow, stupid, and retarded at the end of the day. And they said that nobody's going to ever believe it because they're able to control a narrative. How this type of stuff actually happens. I work alone when it comes to my creativity. When God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, and with intentions, they don't have jealousy, envy, or hate within them, regardless they came from poverty or pain or not. They're not projecting sport towards you. They're not sending you the evil eye. And I say that respectfully. He acting a body weight, not their shoe size. The energy is different when it come to confidence. So truly showing it's okay to come out your comfort zone. Only because they wasn't trying to discover you, don't humble you. The energy is different. Far from a hate. Neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. We ain't the same neighbor. The energy is different. Folks being authentic. Showing you what elevation looks like up close in person. Someone putting you on game. They wasn't trying to blackmail you, don't humiliate you. The energy is different. Love yourself, not to dim your light. Catch your blessing. Neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Don't dim your light. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. Far from a hate. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. We ain't the same. No, ever trade off of me. It was an even exchange when God truly showed you elevation is different. I wasn't running from my past. I may not be the average person. At the end of the day, you said I was corny. It's where you can find entertainment at. No, ever trade off of me. Practice makes perfect. Never give up on yourself. Someone can see potential within you, call you back corny at the end of the day, but they be sitting there taking notes. Ever trade off of me. Because it's you, they not gonna put respect in your name. They be like they on their way to the bank at the end of the day, taking your creativity. Hold on 1 second. Taking God's flow, making money off for you, and trying to blackmail you, get you locked up, put you in a side bowl, even make you homeless to paint you out to be the villain of their story, but you was far from a copycat. That's what they try to use against you. Always be yourself. Whenever you walk into your life, respect the two-way street. They give you credit when it's due. No, I haven't changed over me. I know how to give respect to my neighbor. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day is a changed over me. I know how to give my neighbor I know how to give my neighbor roses, flowers. Put respect on their name. But we all not the same. It don't matter about your tax bracket. I don't play with spoke alone magic. Good day, bad day, or misunderstand they regardless of trying to blackmail me against me. And it's not a crime to speak up for yourself. And especially when someone's taking kindness or weakness. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. And I don't run from he say, she say. Folks who try to control the narrative of what you did that day or said that day. I can sell what I did, and I did what I did, what I did that day. Don't have a trick on me. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. I'm not your dream of respect, and I will never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You matter, you're worthy. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. Peace and respect, your neighbor. Stop the lunch, you them you like. Gotta go, them you like. Stop the violence. You matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself, no intentions. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a loved one due to someone's insecurities, jealousy, or envy, or even someone projecting spoiled or even projecting lust. And I say that respectfully. Regardless if it's a two-family household or not, you matter, you're worthy of still having your child in your life or that family member around. And I say that respectfully. Stop the violence and stop the hate crime. I'm nice and respected. I'm far from a hater. Have a good day. And I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully.